Okay, I think that connection was successful. So I hope you all are still there. There are some super long pieces. Not super long, but long enough that I need to be a little careful. And they are busting on the seams. So once I smoothen these edges with a sponge, I will poke a hole in them to ensure that they don't burst open. So clay is very finicky like that. Like you can use the air inside. That's what I've used here. I have used air inside to help form the pillow shape. So it's good for the shaping part, but it's not so good for keeping it this way for long because the clay shrinks, the air has nowhere to go, so it lands up making a crack in the clay, which we definitely don't want. And that's during the drying process. If you were doing this during the firing process, closed up like this, that could be disastrous. But definitely, you need to have a place for the clay to escape. Now, for the salt pepper shakers, I didn't do that yet because the clay is very wet right now. If I did make a hole in that clay, the clay is not strong enough to hold that pillow shape right now. So the air would just escape out and the pillow would fall flat. I don't want that either. So the clay has to be at just that right stage where it'll hold its shape and not collapse on me. So it needs to be dry enough for that, and it needs to be also dry enough for me to, do this part of the smoothing process and finishing it up. There's more than one thing involved. Okay, now time to smoothen these guys out. I hope my thing has connected again, and if there are any comments that I can actually see them. Okay, that smoothens it out nicely. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a needle tool to decide where I want to put the hole. Let's do it at the very bottom there. It's just a tiny hole, that's all it takes. Hey Quina, I'm glad you're here. I got disconnected from my live stream and then it automatically reconnected, and sometimes it always makes me wonder whether people just dropped off or it really hasn't connected. But thanks for the shout out. So again, air is all trapped in there. I'm just going to make one tiny hole in there, and see, it's not collapsing right now, so that's good. It will stay in this shape. Now if the salt pepper shakers, if I made a hole and kept it this way, it would just fall flat. which I definitely don't want. Okay, these are smoothened out edges. And let's put a hole in there. The thing was weird that when it got disconnected, at that time I saw there were at least 7 or 8 people watching the live stream, so I don't know if that's the reason why it gets disconnected, which is kind of crazy because you finally get 8 people watching you and then it decides that to disconnect your live stream. So these big pillow forms is some new work that I'm working on. So it might be very confusing as to what you're looking at, which is fine. I'm not revealing right now what it's going to be because probably it won't be anything. This one wants to burst open. I know you cannot feel, I wish you could feel this, like the minute I poke a hole in it, some air gets released out of it, which is very satisfying. It's almost like, I can breathe. Not stuffed inside this pillow anymore. Okay, this is the last one. And then I'll take a break because the groceries are here and I'm sure they need sanitizing and whatever or taking care of. So that was the last one. So good. So I'll cover them up. And I'm gonna work on next steps later on. I might go live with it, I might not, I don't know yet. But thank you for now. Thank you for joining me. And I hope this was fun. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.